But today we're going to take a hike in the woods and look for some antler sheds, have a nice fire, and probably a cup of pine needle tea. Now, I'm going to make this hike Stone Age style. Got my atlatl and darts back there. There probably won't be hunting today. Got my coat, my sheep hide vest, packed onto my Tumpline. Tumpline's got my fire kit, some spare moccasins, my tent, and my elk hide. Got my haversack, and on that, my birch bark basket. We'll be grabbing tinder and fire starting materials as we go. And of course, I've got a possibles bag with important little bits and accoutrements, dry gloves and medicine, comb, stuff like that. Things that I'd want close at hand. Basically, it's an extra large pocket. Now, the way we're going to carry all of this is a little bit quirky, but it works. There's a layering system. So it's warm enough, and I'm going to be working hard enough. I'm going to keep my coat on the Tumpline, because ideally I don't want to be sweating a whole lot while I'm moving around. So I'm going to take my possibles bag, put that on, and actually tie it with these little laces here to my belt. And by just doing a quick tie to my belt, that'll keep my shoulder bag, my possibles bag here, from kind of flopping around too much and getting in the way. It's really helpful to do that. It keeps it right on my side here where I want it. My haversack, same idea. I'm going to throw that over the opposite shoulder here. And I'm not going to actually strap that on. For today, I want this sitting a little off to the side. It's going to be held in place by its weight. I've got my ceramic teacup in there, my wild clay teacup in there. I've got a little bit of food and some stuff like that. Also, I have, just for today, some very important sticks, including a little stone axe for getting our fire starting equipment. And that is going to stay back in the haversack until we need it. The rabbit stick and the digging stick, same thing. I'm going to keep those stashed right down in the haversack here, at the ready and available if we need them, but back out of the way. Now for the Tumpline, we're going to put that on last because it'll be the first thing we want to take off when we stop. That actually sits nice and high here, right across the chest. And we'll take our twist out of it here. There we go. We don't want that twisted while we're walking, or it'll get uncomfortable real fast. And now you can see I've got a lot of kit here. Not exactly going minimalist today, but it's all very solid, very stable. And of course, if I need my spears, it allows me the freedom of movement to use them on very short notice. Allows me access to all of my tools, including the ever important belt knife. And because most of my back is actually exposed to the air, it's cooler and a little easier to travel with the heavy weight than your typical hiking backpack, which kind of traps heat and moisture back there, so I won't be sweating quite as much. And with that, we're off. one thing I'd like to point out. So you can put the Tumpline over your shoulder, just like the haversack or Possible's bag or any other shoulder bag. But traveling like this takes that, 35 pounds or so of tent and sleeping bag and, well, elk skin anyway. You can put your sleeping bag in it if you want. It spreads that weight out across my chest and shoulder. Makes it effectively like wearing a backpack. It spreads that weight out, which over bumpy, icy, uneven terrain like this helps with comfort. Now if you get in a tight spot and you need to squeeze through a narrow trail or crevice or boulders or something, thick forest, you can flip it over one shoulder and turn that horizontal orientation vertical. But if you pack it right, you probably don't need to, because as you can see, it's only as wide as I am. So unless you're in really tight area, you shouldn't have to do that. It takes a little getting used to, but it's pretty easy to carry this way. Traditionally, of course, a lot of places folks would hang it off of their forehead and carry it that way. I don't particularly find that comfortable. Can do it. I'll probably show you that later, just to demonstrate it, but I prefer across the chest like so. So now here I'm at my camp spot. I'm going to be unrolling and breaking down the Tumpline. Now, first thing I take off the outside there is my fire kit. I have that on the outside because I like quick access to it. As I unwrap the lines here, you'll see I pull them through the bundle. The Tumpline itself is one piece, and you can see by undoing those I was able to get my moccasins out, and I often carry some small things like the moccasins in the Tumpline roll that I want access to but don't necessarily need regular easy quick access to, like something on the outside of the roll or in the haversack. Now the Tumpline itself is one length of material. There's the strap in the center that I wear, and then the cords to each side are about 12 feet long, and those wrap through the roll and then tie around it to secure everything. Now you can see here as I've opened up the roll, I've got my elk skin bedding on the inside. That's wrapped up inside the tent. Now as I get to setting up the tent here, you'll see it's just a buckskin tarp. It's about 9 foot by 8 foot or so. What's really nice about the Tumpline here and using the tent as the roll of the container is that, unlike a backpack, everything I've carried here, every ounce of that weight, has multiple uses. The Tumpline strap ties things together, helps to keep the tent in place, or supports the tripod, or it gives me other lashing material. The tent itself that I use to carry everything is now my shelter. Everything has a double use, multiple purposes. It's a great way to travel.